NBC3 News at 6 starts now.
Good evening, I'm Sandy Castablanco.
And I'm Linton Johnson. We begin tonight with breaking news. A police officer in San Francisco has been shot, and apparently a suspect is also on the loose. Back to our breaking news out of San Francisco, and those police officers involved in a car accident. NBC3 Sasha Fu is on the scene right now. Sasha, what can you tell us? This is inkless ID. You just put your finger on this and then you stamp your check. That money is designated to repair broken ticket machines and to fix broken turnstiles. Here's what happened last Thursday. The victim was coming down Mission Boulevard this way, and the suspect, he was coming off the off-ramp of 680 right here. They both met in the middle, right in this intersection here. Police say the suspect struck the victim and took off.
That is the third largest prize ever.
Now, didn't you get like 3 numbers?
I did.
That means like $500, right?
I would hope so.
Guess who's treating for dinner tonight?
That means if he missed his shadow, though, that would have meant an early spring.
Go ahead.
What was that again, Linton?
I heard that Punxsutawney Phil has an accuracy rate of like 65%, not unlike some weathermen in the Bay Area. Not you, of course.
Ouch!
Not you.
Nick O'Kelly.
NBC3 News at 6 starts now.
Good evening, I'm Sandy Castablanco.
And I'm Linton Johnson. We begin tonight with breaking news. A police officer in San Francisco has been shot, and apparently a suspect is also on the loose. Now, details are very sketchy right now, but we're going to go live to NBC3's Sasha Fu, who's on the scene in Potrero Hill. Sasha, what have you been able to confirm tonight? All right, Sasha, thank you. In other news this evening, hope you're enjoying this cool holiday weekend because the Bay Area is bracing for a heat wave with, get this, triple-digit temperatures. NBC3's Greg Gridlett is live at San Jose's Rose Garden. That's where many are enjoying the last cool day before the heat wave starts moving in. Greg. Those 2 victims in that 4th of July shooting at LAX had memorial services today. More than 1,000 people gathered to remember Yakov Aminov in North Hollywood. The father of 5 was in line at the El Al ticket counter when the gunman opened fire. A friend at the funeral claimed the gunman killed Aminov because he was Jewish. And in Mission Hills, family and friends gathered to remember Victoria Henn today. The 25-year-old was working behind the El Al ticket counter when she was shot dead. Her family says she planned to marry soon. The Afghan people laid to rest their vice president with full military honors today. About 10,000 people carried Abdul Qadir's body to his burial site in his hometown of Jalalabad. 2 gunmen assassinated Qadir yesterday. No one has claimed responsibility for that yet. His cousin, who lives in Union City, says Qadir stood up to the Taliban and will be remembered as a martyr. Alarming news tonight for those with the AIDS virus. Next, we'll show you what UC researchers discovered.
Plus, a new video could hold clues into the disappearance of Elizabeth Smart. We'll show you what the FBI is checking out.
The waters continue to rise in Texas. The latest on the destruction next.
News at 11 continues.
Floodwaters continue to drench Texas tonight. More than 30 inches of rain fell in the south central part of the state over the last week. Texas Governor Rick Perry surveyed the damage today. He's asking President Bush to declare 17 more counties disaster areas. 8 people have died in the flooding. The FBI says a security videotape may help them in their search for Elizabeth Smart. They haven't released the tape, but we understand it shows 2 cars meeting at a hospital parking lot about 1.5 miles from the 14-year-old Salt Lake City home. It was taken shortly before she was kidnapped on June 5th. A security guard says one of the drivers may look like the man Elizabeth's sister saw in their bedroom the night Elizabeth disappeared. Well, lots of bumps and bruises at Pamplona, Spain today. Coming up, we'll show you the annual running of the bulls.
NBC3 News at 6 continues.
An American college student was injured in the running of the bulls event in Spain today. A bull hit 19-year-old Lindsay Saint in the knee. She's from Kansas. A few other people also got cuts and bruises. The 6 bulls, each weighing more than 1,000 pounds, rumbled down the streets of Pamplona, chasing about 2,000 people. You've heard of the movie Dances with Wolves. Well, how about Dances with Dogs? Dozens of dog lovers turned out to prance with their pooches this weekend. The first ever Southwestern Regional World Canine Freestyle Competition was in San Ramon today. Sponsors say dog dancing first hit this country in 1993 as a way for people to exercise their pets and teach agility.
Basically, he had to weave between my legs, jump through my arms, really low. It was, you know, I first had the tricks, and then somebody said, you know what, you can use all of that in dog dancing. And I said, dog dancing? You mean dancing? I should dance with my dog?
Dog dancers hope to eventually turn this into an Olympic event.
Oh, how cute.
I've tried dancing with my dog, but every time I lift him up, he has this little bladder problem, so it doesn't work. So if anybody knows how to fix that, that'd be fun to dance with my dog.
What's wrong with just taking him for a nice walk?
Yeah.
You know, enjoy the nice weather, go for a walk, you know?
But you need a treat. You need a treat to make them dance. Maybe they'll be the Olympic cha-cha. You never know. All right, thanks for choosing NBC3 News.
Wine Country Living is next. We'll see you back here at 11. Have a great one, everybody.
Okay.
The controversial teacher is Justine Wong. She's been on paid administrative leave from Linton High School in San Jose since November of 2000. Wong says since then she's not worked a day in the classroom, but she's been paid her annual salary of $75,000.
And I am an effective teacher.
Justine Wong has been teaching for 30 years, the last 7 at Leland High School in San Jose, where this home video of her classes was shot. Wong has a master's in mathematics from Santa Clara University and her name in the 2000 Who's Who book of America's Best Teachers. But she also has a stack of complaints from students and parents.
They're saying that I'm confrontational. They have said that I am difficult to understand.
And they say she goes off on tangents.
The topic was geometry, and she would talk about something worldly.
Evan Lowe transferred out of Wong's class after earning C's when he was used to getting better grades.
There's other teachers that taught geometry, and we were giving A's and B's. Sure, there were obviously F's and D's and low grades like that, but a majority of them, of the grades that the other teachers were giving weren't, C's and D's and F's.
In fact, Wong admits 2 years ago, 80% of her students in one class earned a D or flunked.
I want students to earn their grade, and I will not give the grade.
But she hasn't given any student a grade in more than a year because the San Jose Unified School District put Wong on paid administrative leave while it investigates all the complaints against her.
I have a cloud over my head because there's rumor and gossip out there about my abilities.
But not every student complains about her abilities.
And I've actually learned the most from her, a lot of my teachers, actually.
Former student Greg Lovely started off with a D- in Wong's class, a grade Greg and his mother say he deserved.
I was all into just playing sports and all that, and I wasn't really focused academically, and she got me to focus.
But by the end of the school year, Greg says he buckled down, scored high on his final, and ended up with a C.
Because she was very hard. She was a hard lady, and she didn't let kids get away with things.
So now this tough teacher sits at home wondering how much longer the school system will continue to pay her not to teach, as she prepares for an upcoming hearing that could ultimately dismiss her. Ms. Wong's dismissal hearing is scheduled for mid-March. The school district says this is a legal matter and will not talk about the case. Meantime, Wong is hitting up supporters for money. She says her legal bills will probably total nearly $100,000. Linton Johnson, NBC3 News. The residents here have 3 concerns tonight. The first, black ice. See the fog along the road? When it touches the ground, it could freeze off, forming a thin layer of ice. The second concern, slush. The slush on the roads might harden up and turn into ice, making driving very difficult. And the third, 5,200 people have no power.
We're going to be cold.
As Mahasuk Vora brings in the firewood, the family is gloved up, bundled up, and stocked up with flashlights. They're ready to deal with the possibility of living without their electrical heater and lights for the next 3 days. That's how long the power might be out.
We had a similar thing in the earthquake. We had no power for 3 days.
PG&E says the weight of the snow toppled trees onto power lines, causing the outages. At one point, nearly 7,400 customers had no electricity. PG&E says tomorrow it hopes to get 40 crews up here in the mountains in order to get the power back on. But PG&E says it might take up to 3 days before everyone has their power back on.
There's no power.
There's no power, so...
Which means it could be a while before the Voras have water since they have an electrical water pump.
You know, not going to the bathroom. They're going to start to smell soon, and no showers. I won't be very comfortable.
I think I'm going to be spending the night at a friend's, maybe.
A All right, now we have some school closings to tell you about. First, Bonnie Doon Elementary School will be closed tomorrow because of icy roads and power outages. And the Loma Prieta Elementary School will also be closed, so will CT English Middle School. Now, back here live now, you're looking at some sand trucks along the road. They're on standby in case there is some black ice. A word to the wise, everybody, if you do come up here, be very careful. Back to you.
NBC3 News at 6 continues.
It is made out of trash, and it can go faster than 60 miles per hour. The nation's first mass-produced all-electric car is turning a lot of heads in the Bay Area. And as I recently found out, the designers of the new Ford Think put in a lot of thought.
And yeah, you know, you can start it up, and that's about all you hear.
It's blue, a bit bizarre looking, and doesn't use any gas. It's called the Ford Think, and it's Jeff Wright's baby.
This is what everybody trips off with right here because they think it's an ashtray or something, but it's actually just the, you know, the transmission.
The Think has a top speed of 62 miles per hour and a range of 55 miles on a full charge. Ford will soon mass produce the Think, but right now it's just leasing a few hundred under a test program. Wright has been driving one for about a month. So far, he loves it.
It's a great little car, you know, for city commutes.
This is a charging station for Wright's vehicle. Ironically, happens to be at Wright's work at the Presidio. The car will take about 8 hours to charge, so once Wright is done for the day, the car's ready to go for the night.
Begin full charge.
Wright got the Think after getting fed up with his gas guzzler. Now his wallet couldn't be happier.
I went from you know, about $25, $30 a week to about $2 a week in electricity.
The entire car is made out of recycled plastic and aluminum. And from its funky headlights to its flat backside, Wright says it's funny how people can't keep themselves from feeling it.
I would never touch anybody's car, but you said recycled plastic.
On January 1st, Ford will begin selling the Think, and it hopes customers will be so eager to get their hands on one, they won't give the Think's estimated $26,000 price tag a second thought. Now get this, the state currently offers $9,000 in cash to encourage people to buy an electric car, but that program ends at the end of the year. So the environmentalists, well, they're hoping to get the state to extend the program.
Good morning, VTA, this is Norm, may I help you? And where are you trying to go?
Meet Norm Townsend.
Central Expressway and Mary.
He's the guy you get when you call the VTA's customer service department in San Jose to find out which trolley or bus to take to get around the South Bay.
You catch the light rail on 1st Street.
But after 24 years of picking up the phone, the 60-year-old is ready to hang it up.
We're going to move to Vancouver, Washington.
So what makes Norm's retirement so special? Well, for the last 24 years, he's been guiding people around a city he's never seen. You see, Norm is blind. Norm uses both a Braille keyboard and a conventional one to look up schedules, but the route map, well, that's in his head.
I went out and rode every one of the bus lines to find out where they went. I can be riding in the car and tell you where I'm at.
Basically, Norm is his own GPS computer.
The computer's called Magellan. One of the drivers called me Mr. Magellan. He says, you're better than the computer is. I picture in my head where they are and where they're going. So kind of a map in my head. We all have a disability of some type. We just have to overcome them.
Norm's co-workers, like bus driver Rex Sherman, hate to see him leave and call him an inspiration.
There's a few blind people that I've known, but Norm was pretty exceptional.
But Norm says it's time to move on.
Miss the job, miss the place, no. Miss the co-workers, yes, great deal. Because we are one big family here.
Linton Johnson, NBC3 News.